Happy Thursday, everybody. We are live for our second Pelotonia Town Hall. We are actually in our headquarters office, which we opened last week. So I encourage anyone to come on down and visit us, 450 West Broad Street in Franklinton. If you feel like dropping off some cookies or any other goodies, we're here to accept. So goal of today is to really just share some updates that have evolved from our last town hall. We had our last town hall in May. 2 days later, the CDC changed all of their guidelines. And as we've sort of committed from the beginning of our planning process, we're going to continue to evolve the event to be the best experience possible, to bring it back as close to the normal experience as possible as we can. And so we've continued to make tweaks and changes to the event. As we move forward, we will continue to do so up through August, and wanted to share some of those things with you today. There is a comment box sort of in this program, or whatever, YouTube or Facebook platform you're on. So feel free to put stuff in the comment boxes. We'll do some Q&A at the end. My goal is to do this in about 15 minutes. So we'll keep it nice and short and tight. So we're going to run through some of the major components of the weekend. We're going to start with routes. We're going to throw some graphics up on the screen so you don't have to stare at me the entire time. So perfect. So day one and day two, single day rides, both on Saturday and Sunday. We're looking at 6 routes, which is a bit of a change from sort of our original plans that we launched with back in February, where we really were having to follow a lot of more social distancing protocols and whatnot, and having to spread out the Peloton. So we're back to a more normal format from a route standpoint. A 20, 50, 80, and 100 on Saturday. The 80 and 100 on Saturday have 2 different route options. One less intense, one far more intense, far more hilly. But it will be a very fun and exciting ride, whichever route you choose. And then Sunday, we're doing a 35 and a 100. And those are both loop routes that start and finish in New Albany. And then our 2-day options, what we're looking at is a 180 and a 200. So the 180 is riding both Saturday and Sunday, doing the 80 on Saturday, the 100 on Sunday. The 200 is 100 on both days. And then what we're calling the plus 35. And so we're letting, this was after hearing tons of feedback from you and the rest of the community. We're letting people add that Sunday route to any of the Saturday routes. And all of those carry a $3,000 fundraising commitment. So super excited to see people signing up for all of those. And we know those are going to be fantastic routes this year. So the next thing I want to cover are finish lines. And so we've gotten a ton of questions about if we're going to have finish line parties, what that's going to look like. We had started sort of our planning process 6 months ago, really thinking we weren't going to be able to host any sort of finish line celebration. And we're super excited to be able to share that we are going to have finish line parties. The celebrations are going to look really similar to years past. We're going to make a few tweaks that sort of promote some distancing, keep things safe, things with prepackaged food and whatnot. But there will be food, there'll be beer, there'll be music, there'll be spectating, and everything that comes along with a normal finish line experience. The 2 things that we're changing as a result of our COVID protocols are we're not going to do sort of the shared community shower stalls at the finish lines, and we're not going to be doing massages this year. So those are 2 things that we're taking away from the experience. But we're really, really excited to just bring back what we think will be a really fun finish line. Really encourage everybody to bring their family and friends out in droves to cheer you on and make that really exciting. So transitioning to what I think is everybody's favorite topic these days, which is masks. So we are going to follow mask protocols that everybody's probably starting to see a lot in all the public venues that we're all transitioning back into. Really following a mask not required for vaccinated people, masks recommended for people that have not yet had the vaccination, That's on the honor system. We encourage you to do what makes you feel most safe in whatever manner that looks like. And I think the one really important thing for us to know is we are going to require masks in two instances. And the first instance is public transportation. So we have shuttle buses that take people from the finish lines back down to the starting lines where they started, so they can pick up their car and whatnot. We're going to ask that everybody that is using our shuttle transportation to be wearing a mask. And then we're also going to have what we're going to call a controlled start. So part of the start options, the starting chute options this year, we're giving people an option to opt in to a fully masked start. And so we're calling this a controlled start. It will have, it will follow a masking protocol in that start. Everybody's going to be opted into the mass start, which will still be a really safe experience, a really fun experience, but we want to make sure that there's the option for people that would like to be in a start where masks are required, that they have that option. And for us, it's all about, providing options and, availability of sort of comfort levels for people. So we're going to have the two different starting chutes, and one of those will have masks required. Let's transition to volunteering. Perfect. So I think we'll scroll across the bottom here. I feel like I'm on ESPN. So we're going to scroll across the bottom here, the link to get involved and volunteer. So we launched the registration and shift, the volunteer shifts on June 3rd, so just about a week ago. If you had registered prior to June 3rd as a volunteer, you need to go back in and sign up for a volunteer role. And we have roles at 16 different locations this year. And we, as years pass, Pelotonia does not happen without volunteers. So we need as many volunteers as we can get. We've still got tons of awesome volunteer roles open. We're still looking for over 1,000 volunteers to join us and really help us make the weekend happen. And then I think the biggest sort of announcement we're going to make today and biggest update we have for the community is opening ceremony. So we had planned really this entire year, hoping to have an opening ceremony. It has been our biggest open item. It is not easy to plan an event for 8,000 riders and 3,000 volunteers. It's even harder to plan for an opening ceremony when we're typically used to sticking all those people in the street for a festival-like atmosphere. And so we've been really, our team's been working really hard trying to figure out what we can do, how we can do something safely, how we can do something that's still really exciting. And we are super excited to say there will be an in-person opening ceremony this year, Friday, August 6th. It will not be sort of the all afternoon festivities that people are accustomed to. So it's going to look a little different. We're going to, we have a graphic that we'll share here in a second. So the time period is going to be a little shorter than years past. So it's 6 to 8:30 p.m. Friday night. It's going to be food, drinks, entertainment, learn about all the impact we're making. We'll have some amazing speakers. You'll hear some amazing stories. We are going to announce the location soon. It will be a very fun and exciting location. It'll be a different location than years past. So it will not be at North Bank Park in the Arena District, but I think I could promise this to you, that this will probably be one of the most exciting opening ceremonies we've ever had, and probably one of the most exciting Pelotonia events we've ever put on. We're super excited about what we're working on and cannot wait to share it with all of you. I think a couple things to take note of that are going to look different than years past, and we want to make sure we can deliver sort of the experience we want to deliver this year to everyone, and these tweaks are going to go into making that a good experience. So credentials, so your sort of name tag, wrist tag, your luggage tag, all of those things. In years past, we've sort of huddled everybody up in McPherson Commons, and you come through the registration tables, pick up your gifts, pick up your bag, pick up your credentials. This year, we're doing that differently. As we talked about on the last town hall, all of the credentials this year are going to have RFID badges on them. And one of the things that's going to let us do is to be able to tag photos of you crossing the finish line to your RFID so you can get delivered the actual photos from the event. And one of the ways we're changing the credentials, it's actually going to be more beneficial for everybody and easier for us to actually mail those in the weeks leading up to ride weekend. So I encourage everybody to sign up early. Get your friends to sign up now, but we will be mailing credentials. I also mentioned rider gift pickup. That's going to happen at finish lines this year. And so after you finish your ride on Saturday or Sunday, you will have your rider gift bag ready to pick up there. So we will not have rider gift bags for pickup on Friday. And then I think the biggest change that we want to make sure people understand is we are not going to do overnight bike drop off. So because we're changing some of the venue locations, for us, it's not going to make sense, and it's not going to sort of logistically make sense for everybody to do an overnight bike drop off. So we're going to do, sort of eliminate the process of the Friday night bike drop off. We're going to ask people to bring their bikes on Saturday and Sunday mornings with them, hop on the bike and get out for their ride. And then on opening ceremony, I think the final thing to note is we have typically ticketed the opening ceremony event, and that will be occurring again this year. We are working through what our ticket policy will look like. Some of that will have to do with what we ultimately decide from a detail standpoint with our venue that we're going to be using. So more to come on that. We hope to be able to share that in the next week to 10 days publicly. And again, I think this will be one of the best Pelotonia experiences that we've ever delivered. So we're super excited to share this with you. And then I gave myself a 15-minute time limit, so I know I'm running close. But I wanted to address a couple questions that I know we've seen come through the chats. One of them is about registration fee increases. So in typical sort of past years, we've had registration fee increases twice sort of throughout the summer. This year, we're just doing one fee increase. The registration fee will go from $100 to $150 on July 1st. So we encourage everybody to, get signed up before then. And, the earlier you register, the easier it makes it on us. So we'll be increasing that registration fee on July 1st. And then we've had some questions about staging groups. So we are going to be staging the starts this year, and we will be staging people in 30-minute increments for each starting line. And we'll be pairing people based on ride distance in their Peloton. And so there will be more details to come sort of at the end of June, beginning of July, about how we're going to manage all of that. But that is one of the big changes we're making versus just sending everybody down to the start at 7 a.m. We're going to be staging people. That's going to help us really just keep things a little more organized and in order. So another big change that we will be sure to continue to over-communicate with the community. Let me scroll through some of these comments here. So there will be bus transport back from the finish lines to Columbus. That is correct. Opening ceremony, we covered that. The mask chart, we will make sure to put some of this stuff up on social for sure. So I think, as we've talked about with our team over the last really month, some of the changes in guidelines after we did our last town hall threw us for a loop. We had been prepared to sort of march forward with that plan, and we're really excited to be able to make more changes, which we recognize is inconvenient for some people, and to continue to hear sort of new components of the event roll out. But we are getting back as close as we can to the original experience. We are, I think we are going to deliver the best Pelotonia we've had yet. Certainly the opening ceremony is going to bring an entirely new level of excitement to the weekend that I don't think we've seen before. So we're so excited to share that. You are all crushing it with fundraising this year. We continue to just be so impressed and blown away by registration, participation, the amount of fundraising that's happening sort of really day over day at this point. And so, on behalf of our team, wanted to let you know how much we all appreciate the efforts of all of you, and we want to get more people signed up, have more people experience Pelotonia 2021, and we can't wait to see all of you soon. So thank you.